Hi Sages, and welcome to your March 2020 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to talk about your energy for the month of March. I hope that you are feeling well, and I really like the energy coming up for you guys this month. I think it's actually really refreshing, and I'm kind of surprised. I've seen for a few Sagittarius that, getting into this time of Jupiter and Capricorn has been a bit of a struggle because it's, I think that you guys feel that most strongly. When Jupiter's in your home sign of Sagittarius, it's one of its favorite signs. Things are really big, things are really grand, things are really optional and mutable. And then Jupiter in Capricorn comes in and it's like a very rigid, structured, linear energy that can be tough for like Sagittarius to cope with. But I see that you guys are really like rising to the challenge and using it to the best of your advantage. I mean, it really looks like Sagittarius is trying really hard to operate out of, integrity and authenticity and emotional connectiveness, and really maybe like looking at your options and seeing which one you want to pursue in this more linear, exacting fashion. You guys have 3 major arcana cards in your reading: the Emperor, Strength, and Temperance. I always say if there are 3 or more that it will be a very memorable month. So this is a time where you are making memories and you are maybe making some decisions or choices that really strengthen you. And I think that's really the key for Sagittarius, is taking the lessons that you got last year and seeing what worked, what didn't work, and turning that into maybe something very new, kind of transmuting it. That was what we needed to do in Aquarius time, so February. We needed to kind of transmute and consolidate. And here in March, we have to now let go, purge out, emotionally cope, and be prepared to start anew toward the equinox time, which is in the 3rd week of March. So yeah, what is it going to take, Sagittarius, for you guys to really feel like you're starting anew, to feel like you're vulnerable in the right ways, like less vulnerable to the problems of other people or the negative influence of other people? That is the only maybe negative thing that I'm feeling in your energy, is there's a bit of vulnerability, from being so prominent and so lucky, or I don't know, at least mobile over the last year. It does generate a bit of vulnerability that you guys have to patch up a little bit here, but it seems to me that you're like already on that, as Strength and the Temperance card, and the Emperor as well. Those 3 major arcana are right in that territory of, having the strength to balance it all and to make the executive decision, to be more protected, to be more full of boundaries. A Sagittarius has to have boundaries in a Jupiter and Capricorn year. In Jupiter and Sag year, maybe you could just really be like boundless and kind of run through and run about and go all over. But in Capricorn year, you guys have to add a few limitations. And what happens is those limitations kind of become parameters, which become like flexible thresholds for your success. So that's sort of the key. Try to not look at these limitations as limiters, okay? Because sometimes a limiter can be something that's actually an expander through not investing all your eggs in one basket, okay? So I do feel that Sag is, you're a very eccentric sign. You wear a lot of hats. You are kind of a jack of all trades energetically. Here you have to start focusing things, and you have to start thinking, what is bigger than me? If you guys saw the Pisces video, which you should, because it's Pisces season, it'll resonate for everyone. You would have seen that this month deals a lot with what is bigger than us. And as a Sagittarius, sometimes we don't really know, what's bigger than me, because you are the most expansive sign. So try to look at that. Try to see, is it like universe, God, source? Is it these plans? Is it these collectives? Try to think about that a bit, and you will do well. But ultimately, Sag, is to come past the intuitive messages. Don't deny yourself rest. It's almost like if you could kind of switch the first and second half of the month, it would be really good, because it's almost like that Ace of Cups and Knight of Cups would be really good in the beginning, and the Emperor and Strength would be really good towards the end, towards the equinox. But either way, you've got it all here, so you can really capitalize on whatever you need whenever. But yeah, try to not avoid conflict, try to not avoid resting. There's a bit of avoidance here, but it's not too bad. I'm going to go ahead and get into the week to week, guys, and we'll get more specific there. If it resonates, I do have an extended reading on Patreon for Sagittarius in March. We'll put in a central theme as well as supporting factor cards and get a new perspective. That'll be linked below and at the end of the video. So week number 1 in March, Sagittarius, the Emperor rooted down by Strength. there are some executive decisions that are needed to be made by you about your life, about where you are, and about who you're becoming, okay? There's maybe been a denial or a stretching out time, like where something really outlived its use or something really got like stretched out. That's what I'm feeling with your timeline. And here's the executive decision about whether we take that and we sort of transplant it into this new, more like rebranded, stronger path, or do we just turn and move another direction? That's an important decision for you guys at the beginning of the month. And I think spiritually, a lot of your happiness and feeling of like comfort is revolving around you, like accepting your personal power and having the strength to face your own personal power as well. There is a little bit of just fear in the Sagittarius energy, and it's not bad. Like, as you guys can see from your spread, it's not like horrible or anything. But I do feel that there's like a hesitation to be in your own power, or a hesitation to like tame the things that come towards like power. Okay, so you gotta like choose, like either I'm gonna disempower myself and have a vague type of blunted experience, which is right for some people, or I'm going to empower myself and tame the inevitable beasts that come with that. You can't really be too halfway with it. And the first week of March will have you making that decision, and it's kind of a crossroads, but I think that, again, it's all upright. Emperor and Strength are upright, so I think that you guys have everything that you need. Maybe get a second pair of eyes or a second pair of advice from other people, and then make the decision, and I think that you guys will be great. Week number 2, you have King of Wands rooted down by Temperance. So tempering your temperance. Look at your temperament right now, Sag, in the second week of March. Is there a tendency to like burn out on things? Is there a tendency to be angry or sad or apathetic? I feel that you need an evolution of temperament, really. You have to move with the times and move along with the Jupiter and Capricorn energy, and find your new temperament here. And it's all coming together. King of Wands, I think that maybe there is a bit more demand to find diplomacy in your relationships, to find your image and your projection as well. The Wands court deals a lot with the projection and the illusion sometimes of power, but especially just like looking the part and feeling the part and things like that. So are you looking the part? Are you projecting the truth of where you've come? That's an interesting thing to think about too. And maybe consolidating what that is. Like, am I representative of what I want? Am I representative of how I'm moving forward? And maybe there's some healing to be done there. Have I not allowed myself to represent? Have I not allowed myself to represent my values or my customs or my morals? There's sort of an overprint or an imprinting of new values and morals for you guys there too. So that's an interesting thing. Week number 3, you guys have Ace of Cups rooted down by Knight of Cups. So third week equinox time comes around, and it's like surprisingly emotional for you guys. I feel like this is the energy of like tears of joy. Okay. Third week equinox comes in. Something dissipates because you're in a bit of a power and control struggle, and I'm just realizing that. And you might not even realize that until third week of March, that this was all just like a control dynamic or all a power struggle with like somebody or some people or something. And it's like your own strategic zest gets you through. You make the right executive decisions, and third week comes and it's like tears of joy. I'm free again, or I'm like smarter now. I'm more cunning and and I don't want to say conniving. You guys aren't conniving, but it's kind of like I'm feeling like a Game of Thrones energy, or like a chessboard archetype energy as well. Again, the Emperor, King of Wands, Strength, all this like emotional cups energy. There's a lot of like politics maybe in your life right now, and that happens to Sagittarius people because you guys are actually the energy of law and politics and things like that. And I don't mean government, but I mean like, and I've talked about this in a few other readings this month too. It's like the politics of a relationship, or the politics of a career, the politics of a community. Like, your brain is well suited to come to the best places there. So here maybe you kind of walk away from that or embrace it. It's not so gray zone, basically. And you learn a lot about the emotional demand of your own life's policies, basically. And I know that this is kind of an abstract message, but like, what are the policies that your own life is working through? What is your moral compass? What is your integrity? We really have to remember these things, especially after the Pluto-Saturn conjunction in Capricorn. A lot of people got like weird with integrity and morals, and Sagittarius might be one of the signs that really kind of reminds us and snaps us back, and it's like, yeah, wait, we're kind of acting immoral, or we're kind of acting unethical, or we're kind of getting out of a sphere of like moral ingenuity or integrity or something. So there's a and as this relates to the third week, you are starting over emotionally on something. So some of you are going to like level up into the sphere of like more collective things or more public things, and then some of you are it's going to go more into like art or culture. But it is going outside of you. Again, we're in the double one energy of Aries and Rat year starting in the third week of March. So it does kind of start to pioneer out of all of us. You know, it's not so much about the inner turmoil. Yet you have those cards there in the third week. So how can you take these experiences you've been through and pull them out and manifest them out into something positive, ingenious, and helpful to everyone? And I love one way or another that you guys have an ace card on the third week month. And a lot of signs have, like a few of the signs have had ace cards coming up in that vicinity. And that says to me that you're in the right mindset. You're in the right territory, because that is a good synchronicity, and it's double one. Aces are the one energy. So for you guys, it's really going to look more like an emotional evolution, and an evolution of like love language, an evolution of what you want out of a relationship, and like a maturation process, a coming of age process, really, for you guys as we have this turnover. And you are one of the signs that I feel does have to bring the past stories along, or the past memories. They have to be re-implemented and brought to the other side. It's really not for Sagittarius to be letting go of everything and calling it quits on everything. I've got to put that out there pretty strongly to you guys. You guys have to kind of take some of the old systems with you and refurbish them or re-implement them in this new double one way. So I'm not even sure exactly what that looks like. That's going to be on y'all to figure out, okay? Because that's some like pretty, magical stuff going on there. Some pretty ingenious, innovative, inspiring things that you're getting into as well. So, in a more mundane perspective, it could be a new relationship, it could be new emotional energy to do the tasks you've wanted to do for a long time, third week of March, and it could also be the need to keep some things under wraps, like intellectual property, anything that's like not protected, okay? So identity theft, stolen credit card, stolen things like that, Knight of Cups. It can sort of be like a fear, like you might want to make sure that everything's in order there. Like, am I protected from people? Okay, again, don't let that freak you out, but it's going to be important for everybody in this rat year, because the rat year does bring about the types of people who like want to like steal people's identity, or want to like, be like fraudulent or something. So watch out for those types of people. Protect yourself. Week number 4, Sages, 7 of Wands reversed, rooted down by 4 of Swords reversed. So yeah, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Things will turn upside down just a touch in the 4th week, but that's just so you can see like the right path. Again, I talked about this, I think, in Capricorn's reading too, where it was like, it was actually in Aquarius's reading, where it's, something goes wrong or something doesn't feel right, just so you can kind of get a little bump into the right direction, a little bit of a universal knowledge about where we do need to go. I don't think it's going to be anything too bad for you guys, but this is so energetically consuming, the first 3 weeks, that I would implore you to introduce healthy 4 of Swords healing throughout each week, so that that's not feeling reversed at the end of the week. I think that really all that the 4th week is. It's not even like anything particularly bad happening to you. I think it's just exhaustion, really. And by April, you guys want to really feel like inspired and motivated and ready to move forward, ready to move on. Not afraid anymore, not afraid of these old reminders, or not afraid of these like alerts, or these like people are alerting you to something, or you hear like your phone go off, or your message tone, and it's like because people were being really bad to you, you now get like a panic whenever you hear the message tone, and it's like people are sending you great things, but you're still afraid of it. those old psychological stories have got to go. Again, I would recommend watching the Pisces and the Scorpio reading too if you guys have any of those placements, because we talked all about that. But I'm not feeling that you guys are having too terrible of a psychological time this month, but everyone's there with the Mercury retrograde in Pisces that we've had. So it's good to do some of that healing. And you can scroll over to my channel. I've got all kinds of videos on the Mercury retrogrades and the transits that we are going through. But yes, Sagittarius, I think that it's ultimately such a positive time for you. You know, you're really getting some manifested, like, real world mirrors of your own power and of your own experience here. So that will be empowering and telling about how you want to move forward. It'll all be around you in like synchronicity. Again, this is a super synchronicity oriented time, so be open and aware to those symbolisms that are around you in your environment, as I know that you guys typically are quite aware of them. And anyway, Sagittarius, I'm going to leave this reading there. If you guys want to jump over to Patreon now with me to do the extended reading for March, we will look at the central theme as well as the supporting themes and see what is coming up for you. And if you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button as well as the like and comment below. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what this reading meant to you or how you might move forward with this energy. I would love to hear that. And the extended reading is linked below as well as in the center of your screen now. We'll talk soon, Sagittarius. Much love. Bye.